Hey, what's up, Kings? Today I got a pretty good one. Old adage you probably heard of: happy wife, happy life. We're going to go ahead and debunk it in our own creative way.
I can promise you this, ladies. All a good man wants for his wife is for her to be happy. And good men have fallen for the fallacy of the quote, happy wife, happy life, and have believed if I can do something to make my wife happy, then life will be good. Simply not true. It will never, ever, ever work. However, if as a woman we take responsibility for our happiness and we're creating that in ourselves by having a healthy relationship with who we are, by developing high emotional intelligence, and we're happy, that quote, happy wife, happy life, becomes true. It's just that your husband could never do it for you. Nobody knew that that quote meant, no, the woman is responsible for her happiness.
So I think that kind of cuts right to the point. So it's a true saying, but the focus is on the man to provide in the way that we've seen it articulated in modern Western society. The man it is responsible for ensuring the wife's happiness. That's where the saying and the expression fall apart. So, where does this lead with us when we date or we meet somebody overseas, right? You've probably seen some of the 90 Day Fiance, uh, a lot of the train wrecks. I mean, the show is intentionally orchestrated to find couples that are going to be predicted train wrecks. So we were actually contacted by the show. I didn't want to enter into it because it was tempting because I wanted to show that, we are an equally yoked couple. I think American women would disagree. A lot of them would say, oh, she's way out of my league or whatever. But in reality, she is equally yoked to me. Um, we are both reasonably attractive people, and we're not too far apart on our ages and life goals and so on. But where this leads to, like, even if when you go overseas and you meet somebody, you meet that special someone, there's too much of a temptation because you feel like you hit the lottery. You Here's a woman that is 2 or 3 points higher than anyone you've seriously been dating in the United States. And she's genuinely attracted to you. The fours that you dated in the US now translate to a six or maybe a seven in Colombia or Peru or whatever, name your country. It's too easy and too tempting to begin simping for your woman because now you've suddenly hit the jackpot. You've mentally equated this with it's your lucky day. You have to resist the temptation and decenter your woman. I don't mean completely ignoring her or being an asshole around her. I mean live for yourself and she will live for you. Your woman is still important to you, but your primary goal is to succeed in life. And through that success, it will trickle down to your love life, your woman by extension, especially if she is not also a income earner. She's going to be a stay-at-home mom to your kids. Uh, it's vital that your success begin with you and you take responsibility for all of that. Your woman, if she is traditional, will support that from you. But if you make it incumbent on yourself to make her happy, that's going to be a recipe for disaster, in my opinion, and in this woman's opinion.
And if she takes responsibility for her happiness and she's happy, marriage and life are a dream and wonderful. It doesn't mean that there are never challenges or ups and downs. That's the reality of life and that's the reality of marriage. It doesn't mean that everything is sunshine, unicorns, and rainbows all the time, but it means that you can work through the challenges and have a dance with your husband and feel good in the marriage and it be the place that you want to be. So it's so much easier. I've said this before. It's so much easier, ladies, if we work on ourselves to be happy. It's so that's how simple it is. You don't need to work on communication. You don't need to work on trust. You don't need to work on intimacy. You don't need to work on the symptoms of the marriage. If you are married to a good man and you work on yourself to be in control of your emotional state and feel good about who you are and have a healthy relationship with yourself, which I call the journey of being happy, marriage is good.
It brings up a very good point. This woman, I just stumbled upon her channel, and I think it's really good because it deviates from the whole hardcore red pill. It kind of gets into this whole purple pill discussion where it's red pill. There's some red pill cherry picking, but in a sense, there is more emotional intelligence behind the under the covers. So she talks about and right here, actually, in the next clip, men are more emotionally intelligent. Might be a good topic for a future video, but just to give you kind of the sneak peek, she talks about how men control the emotional intelligence debate, that they command that, because a stoic man, a man who is in charge of his emotions and his ability to react to them and control of that, is extremely attractive to women because he is by default emotionally intelligent. And she makes the point that women believe falsely that they're emotionally intelligent, which is absolute bullshit. Being emotional and having emotional intelligence are two separate things. And that's kind of at the heart of what she speaks about in that video. But that's a topic for another time. But anyway, she is saying that when women are in, basically when women have a sense of stoicism, they don't have to be entirely stoic because usually it's a man that is more stoic than a woman. Women do have emotions that flow, and you have to be able to ride those emotions with your woman. You cannot argue logically with your woman. You have to be able to ride those emotions. And if she's a reasonable person, if she's not damaged emotionally, those it will seem like a much more like a kiddie roller coaster ride rather than some kind of highly volatile train wreck. If she's emotionally damaged, her emotional swings are going to be so monumental that it's going to be impossible to deal with. And that's why you see, like with a lot of modern American women, why I stress going overseas for other women for alternative dating options, is because the women in America, from the high body counts and everything, they are so emotionally damaged. And I'm speaking generally, not for all women, but in general, they're so emotionally damaged that riding that ride with them is an untenable situation. And that's why many men just opt out of dating and they're going in their own direction, let's just say. So anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to share that. Happy wife, happy life. Get that out of your head. Happy spouse, happy house is probably a better saying, or focusing happy wife, happy life on the wife being responsible for that saying being true. Until the next one, take care, Kings.